Welcome to Everlasting Talk. Hello, this is Everlasting Talk with your host Ever. Before we continue, before we start, make sure to check out my Teespring store for merch. Helps buy equipment and stuff like that, and all your support would be awesome. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and more. And yeah, today biography series we're talking about Joseph Stalin. Joseph Stalin was a ruthless leader of the USSR. He led with the iron fist. Um, he he usually ruled from 1924 to 1953. Born Isoeb Ibanius Zidri Zolzivi on December 18, 1878 in modern Georgia, to Berusian and Ikritiana, sorry for the name butchering. He was the only child to survive infancy. His father was a shoemaker who became an alcoholic and beat his wife. His mother would eventually leave in 1853 and take him along. He would excel in school and was very talented in painting and theater, writing poetry as well. In 1884, he got the smallpox, which he survived, obviously, which he still has scars in and around his body into adulthood. In 1890, he was almost killed when getting hit by a carriage, rendering him his left arm, like with a disability. Eventually, he would lose interest in studies and rebel against his teachers. So I think after the accident, that's when things started going to change for him. So he started changing. He would eventually read a Dark Capital and doubt himself, no, deviled himself into the Marxist social political theory. With his ideology in full swing, he would be sought uh, out by authorities and always escape arrests in multiple occasions, eventually getting caught in 1902 and sentenced to 3 years in exile in Siberia. He successfully escaped in 1904. He escaped prison, so I think he escaped and went to a nearby town. Um, he would actually uh, tensions would rise in 1905, where ethnic violence left thousands dead. Later that year, he ended up meeting Lenin. Disagreed with his views, actually. He didn't agree with a lot of his views, but decided to work out together for the cause. So, although he didn't agree with Lenin's views, he decided to work with the cause to, create the social political theory that Marxists, came out with into the Russian government. He would marry his fiancee Kato in 1906. They eventually bear a son named Yaroslav in 1907. Unfortunately, Kato died of typhus in 1907, so leaving him a widower with a small baby boy. But the boy would eventually get adopt. He would leave his son to be raised by his family. So he continued, doing his cause. Eventually, Stalin would resort to kidnapping children of the rich to get ransom money. He would do it. Obviously, no children would get hurt, but he would obviously kidnap them and need a ransom. And he was finally arrested in 1908. For kidnapping charges. Eventually, he would get out of prison again, but he would join the Bolshevik Party and help play a key role in the Russian Revolution. By 1924, Lenin would pass away, and Stalin would emerge as the leader of the USSR, implementing Stalinism policies, forced collectivization of agriculture, rapid industrialization, and widespread recession of political opponents. His reform would actually lead to the deaths of millions of people, many through execution and many through starvation. He would lead the USSR through World War II and was a major player in the post-war international order, carving out Europe in the US's favor. Like he took over parts of like Poland, most of the what is at the time was it the Iron Curtain. So yeah, he take most of like Eastern Europe, and he would play a little part in he'll take part of Germany as well. Um, and obviously like he would eventually help favor communism in Europe and the world. In his last years, he would increasingly become sick, even ordering his doctors arrested for allegedly um, making a plot to kill him. So he thought his doctors were trying to kill him and not save him, which was, I don't know, that was kind of crazy. He would eventually pass away on March 5th, 1953, after suffering a cerebral hemorrhage on March 1st, allegedly poisoned, but no proof. Um, he was one of the most ruthless people in history. There's death tolls. There's like estimates or tolls that the deaths under his administration range from 9 million to 20 million people. There's no actual proof of how many people, but yeah, it's in the millions. He would execute political prisoners, people that were opposed to him. Um, but and then eventually, for him, from the 1960s, the Russian government tried to remove any Stalin imagery, statues, things like that. So it'd be kind of like an administration where he would you know be wiped off, the history books. But yeah, I mean Stalin. Obviously, you could look up, like, there's a movie that came out about him. It was like a comedy movie where it talks about Stalin's death. I forgot the name of it, but there's a lot of books and documentaries you could check out as well. Because there's also, I think, a series documentary on Netflix called about how to become a tyrant. It talks about Stalin and his motivations and purpose and how he took over. Many said he was mentally ill. No confirmation on that, or he was just increasingly paranoid of everyone, and he just decided to like wipe out people, through execution and through obviously he starved his own people. But yeah, this is a biography on Joseph Stalin. I wish I could say his full real name, but Joseph Stalin is what he's known as. And obviously, you could do your own research as well about Joseph Stalin and learn a little bit more about him. I'll definitely make sure to check out that. I gotta make sure that film. It's a Netflix film. It's like a comedy about his death or something, but it was kind of crazy. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to join us for the next episode. We're gonna do a biography on Grigory Rasputin, another fellow Russian man. So yeah, if anything, check that out. But check this one out, and then be on the lookout. And thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Everlasting Talk. For more content, follow us on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at Everlasting Talk. Thank you.